I recently made a video about ways to save money, and today I want to add 12 more ways to save money. Hi and welcome to today's video. Just in case you don't know me yet, my name is Freya and I'm an aspiring minimalist trying to simplify my life, living a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. I apologize if the lighting changes all the time. It's a very sunny / cloudy day. It snowed and the sun comes in and out, so I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's get started. Number 1, make Crockpot meals. My Crockpot has been a lifesaver and it does always save money. You can buy cheaper cuts of meat. And while we don't eat a lot of meat and we don't eat it often, I love the Crockpot because, making stews and soups is so easy. A lot of times I will buy just some soup bones, and bone broth is just healthy and rich and fulfilling. I love it. There's collagen in there. It's healthy also. And the bones are so cheap. I go to my local butcher's here and I get a package, like a bag full, and I make a big batch, and then for the family I make a soup with some vegetables. Sometimes I put lentils in there or some noodles or something called Maultaschen. That is something Swabian locally where we are. That is like a pasta, like a noodle kind of a dough, and it has a filling, very satisfying for family, and kids love it. It also saves a lot of time, and I think it saves energy because you can keep it on low. It doesn't really take a lot of juice. Using ovens and stoves actually uses up more energy. The next thing that may be a little bit extreme, but hear me out. Intermittent fasting is really amazing. It is good for your body. And intermittent fasting really for me personally means I usually leave out breakfast. And I know a lot of people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but I don't know about that. I've read a lot of research and I've read a lot of scientific papers. Getting into ketosis is actually a good thing. And for me, here's the thing. If you do it the first day, it feels terrible because you are so hungry, but the ghrelin that your body releases, which causes your feeling of hunger, it does adjust to your own biological clock. So when you train your body to eat at certain times, the ghrelin will go up at those certain times because that is the clock you've set. But if you change that clock, and I have been intermittent fasting for a few weeks now again, I just left out breakfast and we eat an early lunch. So the last time I eat is around 6 p.m. and then I skip breakfast, eat maybe at between 12 and 1 p.m. and I am really not hungry. What I do is I drink tea. I always keep my tea on hand, and as I sip away, I really am not hungry because I can tell that after a couple days, my ghrelin doesn't really rise anymore in the morning. And of course, if you don't eat, it does save you money on groceries. Of course, you can't do that for your kids, but if only you do it, for me, it does save some money on breakfast items. The next thing that may be extreme or not possible where you live, but I do it a lot, is ride the bike instead of taking the car. Anything that is local. If I just need a bread or I need a few things in the grocery store, I'll take my backpack, I'll ride my bike over there. Yes, I do have an e-bike, but 90% of the time, if I'm just going around in town, I will just use it manually or like with my feet. I will only use the actual electric part of it when I go way up the hill somewhere. And little bitty trips with your car, they do add up. If you have kids, you can get one of those bike trailers if you have smaller kids. Here in Germany, everyone does it. Every family has those, especially in my area here. I live in close to a university town, and everyone has their kids in the bicycle trailer. And then of course you can use that bicycle trailer also to put a little bit of stuff in, so you could buy groceries with that. And if you live in a city, you may not even need a car at all. We have something here in Germany called car sharing. And so, if you basically don't need a car except maybe once a month or so, you can share a car. You can borrow the car for a day or two, and it's a lot cheaper than having your own car. The next thing, also maybe a little bit extreme, but hear me out. This is something we do because it was caused by our heater initially, and then I realized I don't really need to take hot showers. So taking really hot showers, which I totally love, does take up a lot more energy than taking very short and lukewarm showers. So lukewarm just enough to where it's not cold. It's actually also good for your body. And then I usually do like just a very quick cold ending. So just for about 10 seconds, cold. I feel like it's good for my circulation, and it does save some money on heating water. The thing is, little things can add up when you see them over the course of a year. The next thing that has to do with warmth is wearing a warm sweater. Here in the winter time in Germany, it gets really cold outside sometimes. Not extremely like in Scandinavia, but in, when I'm just a little bit chilly, but the heater's actually on, but it's just the set temperature. If I get a little cold, well, we do have a wood burning oven right here. I either make a fire, but if we don't have that on, I just wear a thick sweater, but we never turn up the heaters a lot. And I've bought myself a beautiful, very thick Icelandic wool jacket. It was an investment piece, but that one is so warm. When I put that on, I am never cold. The next thing is to reduce your toiletries. You don't really need that much, and I have found that just using a bar of soap. I actually have 2 bars of soap. I have one soap for my body, and I have a hair washing soap. I love that one so much. And I use that body soap for my face, for my body, and then just for my hair, the hair soap. And I don't need that much. I use a lot of coconut oil for my face, which I have in the kitchen anyway, and I have one facial cream. And other than that, there's not really anything else I need. I make my own deodorant, but reducing on your toiletries, toiletries can add up. Deodorant and shampoos and conditioners and creams and lotions. I know it seems so nice all, but I don't even like those anymore. I don't like the scents of most things anymore because I've gotten very sensitive after you use homemade everything. Your nose gets very sensitive toward artificial scents. So maybe go through your stuff and think about what you can do without. The thing is, all you need is to get clean and to find a way to moisturize your skin and of course to brush your teeth. But even there, you can make your own toothpaste or like powder. Brushing your teeth really consists mainly of scrubbing with a brush, and that is the most important ingredient in there. But you can research that, don't take my word for it. The scrubbing is the most important thing. The next thing that is really cool is get on Facebook and join a free stuff, like free your stuff group. I'm in a couple of groups that are local and they're called free your stuff and then whatever town I live in. And whenever you need something, you can ask around and you can ask people. I actually need some chairs for our yard because a couple of them broke. And so when spring rolls around, I'm going to ask first. I'm going to ask there if anyone has a couple of chairs that they either want to give away or, sell for really cheap, because we don't need expensive stuff. And that's a really good way to either make a little bit of money or to actually find stuff that is very cheap or free. The next thing is turn off your devices. It does take energy. Turn off the lights whenever you can. Turn off the television whenever you can. Really, television it sucks quite a bit of energy. And if you can just not watch TV and turn off all devices, the more often you do that, the more you'll save energy. And there are so many things that we have on standby, and even the Wi-Fi router. When I sleep, I don't really need it. So it's okay to turn it off during the night. If you have those timers, that is really practical for some things. You can just put everything on one timer and then make it turn off at night or at certain times when you know you're not going to be home. The next thing is about food again. Make double batches and freeze. It really saves time, but I think it also saves money because if you buy something more in bulk, when you buy more meat, it can sometimes be cheaper. I buy my meat, of course, at the local butcher, and they don't really have discounts. But what I can do, and that comes back to the Crockpot, I can actually buy what they have. They have, deals sometimes where something is on a special. And so if they have beef, whatever, and really all I buy is beef, if they have that as a special, I'll buy whatever piece of beef they have and I'll make something out of it. I'll buy a little bit more because it's cheap right now, and then I'll make a double batch, or I'll freeze the beef and then I'll make it later. But making double batches means you only have to use your oven ones or your crock pot ones. So whatever pan or pot, you only have to use it once. So you don't have to cook a full meal again. The next thing is get LED lights wherever you can. I know they might be a little bit more expensive initially than those old light bulbs. Here in Germany, we're not even allowed to use those old light bulbs. A few years ago, they stopped manufacturing them because they want people to use energy conserving lights. And so I have started replacing everything with LEDs, and they take so little energy. You will save a lot by just switching everything to LEDs. Plus, they are so bright. And the last thing is learn to fix things. I used to be someone just like thinking, oh, if it's broken, then I need a new one. But because of Andreas, he is a fixer. He fixes phones and iPads. He has fixed a lot of things that, expensive things. It's really worth it if you can get something, like maybe a replacement little part that only costs a little bit of money, then that's a lot cheaper than buying a whole new. Plus, you're not throwing away stuff, it's a waste. I have a Dyson handheld that I've had for 10 years already, and the battery was just horrible. It wouldn't work more than 1 or 2 minutes, and I just looked online. I got a replacement battery, not original Dyson because that one was so expensive. I got a no-name brand, and it just immediately, it worked so well again. Now for 10, 15 minutes, I can vacuum the whole house and the battery is good as new. Of course, I'm very blessed because Andreas can fix cars also. That does save a lot of money if you learn to fix things. I mean, things like changing tires or, putting on new brakes, it's not really that hard. I've watched him do it many times. I think I could almost do it myself, like changing brakes. It's not that hard for most cars, and it's so worth it. So these were 12 more ideas on how to save money. Let me know in the comments if you have any more ideas. I think a little bit here and a little bit there. It really helps, and frugal lifestyle, I think it has become fun. I make more money now than I have made ever in my life, and it gets more, but I become more and more frugal. I save my money for, my dreams that I really want to come true, that maybe need some money, or I put it back for the future and also as a safety cushion. I think it's fun to live more frugally and more minimally. Not out of necessity, but out of choice. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time, and keep it simple.